Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Performance Podcast. I am nice and warm in my hoodie because it is a colder day here in San Diego. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I wanted to share a great question that we get here often at Sports Performance. What is physical therapy at sports performance? Like, what is that? Because maybe you've heard of physical therapy. Maybe you heard of a physical therapist or some type of rehab or therapy. Maybe people have had injuries and they've gone to see somebody. So people ask the question regularly, what is physical therapy at sports performance? So, before I dive into the answer to that, I wanted to describe a little bit of background of what physical therapy is in general and how we're different at sports performance because I think that's very important to know. I think there's a large misconception of what treatment can be and what treatment should be, and that's a big difference. And I wanted to share that today on the podcast. So what comes to mind when you think of the words physical therapy? I think that people think of maybe stretching or exercise bands or a ice pack or a hot pack. And many people think that physical therapy is only for the injured, it or only after surgery. Like I won't need them if I don't get hurt, I theoretically don't need them. And I want to say that, physical therapy in general is helpful for people who are dealing with muscle pain or joint pain or surgeries or injuries, you name it. But for some of us, that label might not suggest being injured. Okay, so what is a doctor of physical therapy? Like, what can we help with? We can help with musculoskeletal injuries, and what that means is an easy way to describe that is the nerves, the muscles, and the bones, and ligaments and tendons, like anything that's attached to the muscles themselves. So everything from low back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, all the way to your toes to your fingers, a little bit of everything. And so we work in conjunction with other providers, and that might be surgeons or doctors or nurses. We work in ICUs, trauma centers, sports teams, you name it. We're kind of all over the place. And I think that most people think that we're in a clinic only and we only help people stretch or feel better after surgery or injury. However, our training, our doctorate programs help us see anything from broken bones to torn muscles to spinal cord injuries to even wound care, which is a personal passion of mine. Burns or cuts or whatever it may be. These are all training that we all have within physical therapy itself. Now, what type of people do we see? That's a different story. So, what we do at Sports Performance is we emphasize a rehabilitation process that is an active process, meaning, we form it as a two-way relationship. A lot of the people that we serve um, are looking for something different. They want, uh, they don't want to be just told what to do. Hey, I have an injury or I'm having this discomfort. I don't want to stop exercising. I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. And the great part is we totally get that. We understand that it has to be an active process. You need to do a little bit and we'll help you get there. And for most people, they think, well, if I go there, they're just going to tell me to stop, like my doctor. They're going to tell me to, just take pain pills and maybe surgery is going to fix it or rest is going to be the best thing or stop exercising. And that's not the case. And our process is that you need to be active and we really embrace that. So all the homework that we provide for people is to improve your flexibility, your mobility, your strength, and your endurance, all within the framework of a strength and conditioning framework, using those principles. And what that means is, for anybody who wants to stay active, they want to stay fit. You enjoy going to the gym, you like running, you like hiking, you like bowling, you like golfing, you like it all. And that brings you joy. That brings you so much passion and relief, like whether that's mental or physical. That means a lot to you. And we completely understand that. And so for us, we want to keep you going. Rarely, I mean, rarely, 1% of the time, we will ever tell you you need to stop. That's rarely the case unless you have a broken bone. There's very rare cases. But 99% of the time, we're going to be there to support you. So, yes, we will help with, getting you flexible and mobile and everything else, but more importantly, just keep you going. Like our goal is to be just that train, that bus right behind you, pushing you to continue to go. So, let me explain more. You might say, okay, well, I've heard other physical therapists provide those services as well. How are we different? And so I have to say that we have a unique four-phase process at Sports Performance that we have developed over years, treating thousands of professional athletes and treating a lot of community members, pro athletes, semi-pro athletes, community members, collegiate athletes, or just somebody who wants to get fit after dedicating their life to their family, and this is their time. Either way, we understand it, and our four-phase system is very unique to anyone who wants to stay active and healthy and live their best life. Truly, that's what we do. And so, what we do is we actually look at when we first evaluate anybody coming into our facility with any of our team members, we have four phases. And we're going to help you through all four of those phases. And the great part is we work with you. We're not going to just tell you, here's all the homework, have fun, and we'll see you in 8 weeks and take rest, and here's everything you need to do. That's not the case. We totally understand. Everybody has a different approach to exercise. Some people need a little bit more support. Some people need the accountability. Some people just need the education, and we're here to provide all of that. So we start with an open, honest communication as we work together to create this plan of care that's perfect for you. And that's the great part is we literally are going to create something that's individualized to you. So if I get this question, hey Chris, I have knee pain. I want to get better. I want to get back to running. How long is it going to take me? And I have to say, it really depends. Like, I need to see you. Let me see how you move. Let me see your shoes. Tell me about your training. How many days do you run? What's your intensity? What have you tried before? I need to know all these questions so I can put that into our equation and say, okay, well, phase one is going to take you this long. Phase two here, phase three, phase four. And all of those components are going to dictate how well you do. However, the caveat to that is you have to be an active participant. Like we will do everything for you. We'll massage it. We'll scrape it, tape it, you name it. However, it requires that you do your homework and that you control your variables because it's a great two-way street. And that's what I'm saying. There's open communication and it's a two-way street where we work together to get you to that next level. So within our four-phase system, the first part is just to evaluate you. Make sure that we know exactly what we're talking about before we move on to timelines and giving you all the homework and getting on to treatment. We really need to know, are we treating the right thing? I know that sounds really basic, but after years of working with professional athletes and working with community members, I have personally overstepped this one phase and it has come back with poor outcomes. So we are obsessive about getting the right thing from the beginning. So evaluating that, making sure it's a proper thing to treat. Number two, this is great. Let's get you feeling better, alleviate all that pain, that soreness, get you feeling great. However, if we left you here, and this is where traditional PT just stops. If you go to any other physical therapy place, they're going to stop here. They're going to get you feeling better, and they're like, hey, see you later. Call us back whenever you need us. And the reality is, we work with people who are committed, who want something different, and they want a healthy lifestyle, like for life, not just, I have knee pain and fix it. That's great. However, most people will say, I just don't want it coming back. I don't, and so that's where our specialty is. If we can get it to come back quickly, and that doesn't help anybody. So our mission and our goal is to be able to get you to the point where you know how to manage the injuries, you know how you feel great, and you know how to prepare yourself so that it doesn't come back, or something else is always going to pop up. Your shoulder, your back, your knee. If you're active, there's going to be something. If you enjoy triathlon, you know that your shoulder is going to be bugging you one week, and then it's your knee from running, and then it's your low back or your neck from biking. There's always going to be something. So great, we'll get you feeling great, but ultimately we'll understand what's your active lifestyle look like. From there, we'll assess that and say, okay, great, your running is doing great. What's going on with your shoulder? What's going on with your neck? What do we need to address? What do we need to prevent? And that's the best part. When you are in the next phase, so we said we're going to evaluate that first one. We're going to alleviate the next one, and then we're going to restore. So restore means that we're going to get you back to exercising, without those restrictions, safely reintegrating back in, so that you're not left alone on an island saying like, oh, I felt great for about a week and then I just came back. That's not the process. I think if you've been to other clinics, I think that might be the case. But what we want to do is we want to help you get back into that sport. So if it's swimming, great. We're going to see you in a month from now and ultimately review your mechanics, show us a video, tell us how you're doing, what's feeling great, what's not, what's going on with the neck, reevaluate your posture, all your strength, everything else, make sure it's good. So that way you can get back safely. That's what people are looking for. And I know that any listeners here, anybody reading our blogs, they want to know, how do I keep it? Like, I feel great. How do I keep that? And that's the restoration phase, getting back in. Now, my personal favorite is the prevention phase. This is where we make the most impact. There's not going to be a lot of places in the country offering this, and I think that's where we can help you the most, and that's the prevention side. So we evaluated it, made sure it was good. We knew it was a tendon issue in your knee with running, and we got you feeling better, and that's feeling great. However, we're not going to let you just go out and go back in and re-injure it. So now we want to transition you into the restoration phase, which is going to get you back into running and getting your mileage right, getting your speed right, working on your forefoot mechanics or your back foot mechanics or your posture, your hip strength, whatever it may be. And then the last one is prevention. And that's really looking at, okay, well, ultimately, how did this start? Well, you weren't doing a lot of core work. Let's get your hips strong. You weren't taking a rest day. You were doing 7 days a week, or you were only doing 2 days. You weren't training enough. Looking at the factors that led to it so it doesn't come back, and ultimately you're learning in the process. So you actually become a better athlete, a better runner, a better everything. You are literally living your best life now because you have all the tools, the assets to be able to say, you know what? I remember that thing for my knee injury. Now I can apply a little bit to my shoulder injury. What actually happened? Well, I started swimming out of nowhere and I went out 3 days in a row and I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken a rest break. That is so powerful than a real quick, easy therapeutic massage or scraping or cupping that made it feel better for 2 days. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for long-term, lifelong benefits that you can do. And so when you ask, what makes physical therapy so special? What is physical therapy at Sports Performance? Physical therapy at Sports Performance is helping you live your best life without injections, without surgeries, without having to take rest breaks, so you can enjoy the things that you love. And that can be everything from a acute injury, like you sprained your ankle, we can help that. And getting back into running, we can help that. And keeping you running and looking at your mechanics so it doesn't happen again, we can help with that. And getting you stronger and more flexible and mobile so that way you have a lower risk, and going through that whole spectrum. And guess what? When you're done with running, we'll look at your shoes, we'll look at your hips, look at your core. Why do you want to do running? What's the next step? We'll help push you to that next level. What's the 5K? What's the 10K you've always wanted to do? You want to look at conditioning? We can help with that. We can help with the strength and conditioning. We can also push you. We can help with the nutrition. I mean, there's so many components. Either way, we we get really passionate here, and when you want to get healthy, fit, active, you name it, we can help. We can do that. And so physical therapy for many is a starting point. It's the bridge into us, allowing us to help you. And that's because an injury is already too late. It's like the saying, if you're dehydrated, if you're thirsty, you're dehydrated. And there's truth in that. So if you're injured, it's already too late. Now we have to work backwards. Let's get you feeling better. But however, how do we keep you away from doing this? Because ultimately it's going to come back. If it happened once, it's going to happen again. And we see it thousands and thousands of times. We treat so many people in this community of San Diego, and we hear the same stories. So the first question we get is, what is physical therapy at Sports Performance and what makes it so unique? And the easy answer is, it is there from a fresh injury, an acute injury is what we call it, to something that's been plaguing you for 10 years plus of chronic low back pain, and you haven't been able to find an answer. And what you're looking for is not somebody who's going to tell you to rest, not someone who's going to tell you to take medication or stop exercising or stop weightlifting or stop running because it's bad for your knees or you need surgery. Those are the people we serve. I mean, we will help literally anybody who wants to get better, but you have to understand there's a commitment involved. What we enjoy is really seeing you progress into something bigger, better, faster, stronger, living the best version of yourself. And in order for us to do that, we have to get past that point of injury into the restoration phase, getting you back into whatever you wanted to do, and then the prevention phase, which is actually getting you stronger, more flexible, happier than ever. And that's only because we just need to figure out what was the root cause of why you're not able to stay healthy. And that to us is our biggest priority because we believe in you. We love the people we serve, and we have a strong passion for making a difference in people's lives. In order for us to do that, we need to understand how it happened. So when you come in, you're going to be whether that's the phone or in the clinic, you're going to be hit with all these questions. How'd you do it? When did it start? And you're like, I just want therapy. I just want treatment. Like, but you need to understand that's only the first phase is evaluation and the alleviation phase. We're really about the restoration phase and the prevention phase. Understand that that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck and long-term health benefits. So understand that when you're on that phone call or you're with our clinicians or specialists, that we're doing it because we literally see where you're going to be in a couple weeks or a couple months. And you can see that you want to get rid of your knee pain because you have a race or you have a competition or it's bothering you at work, whatever it is. We get that. But ultimately, we're looking at like lifelong health benefits because we understand that we can truly tap into people's potential. Their health benefits. We've helped people lose 60 pounds. We've helped people go from 5K to a marathon. We've gone from our famous story here is Mary. Mary was a 60-year-old who had a fractured kneecap, couldn't do anything, couldn't work, hadn't bent her knees in years, and went from debilitated knee pain to playing softball to cycling to wanting to do her first triathlon to swimming, all in her 60s, which started with knee pain. And that's ultimately what we're trying to help you do is we just don't know what your activities are and the things that you love. And we will do that. Literally, give us a chance. So long story short, what do we do? We're going to evaluate you. We're going to treat you. We're going to make you feel great. We'll get you back into those into the things that you love, and then make sure you're healthy and active for life. So these goals, it doesn't matter what your goals are. You know, if you're like, I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, I want to do a competition, I want to just literally stay fit for life. That's what we do. That's our mission, is to keep people healthy and active for life, not just get you out of pain. And I hope you feel that. I hope if you've been with us, great. If this is your first time, you'll feel it when you walk on that door. We just love helping you. We love helping people. So what is physical therapy, and what makes us so different at Sports Performance is we literally help you live your best life without surgeries, injections, you name it. And we're here to help you stay healthy and active for life. So there you have it. Sorry, I got a little passionate in this podcast. It's what we do. It's how our company was built. It was built on the foundation of service and helping people literally live their best life. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We'll see you at the treatment table at our facility, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.